All right, guys, this is MGTOW Unplugged. Up next, bow to the white gnat. Until then, repeat after me. Alpha males suck really, really big dick. All right, white knights, I want to say that I love you, but I don't want to freak you out. So I'm going to say I strongly like you because I know you're fighting a good fight. I did it for physically for 24 years. The relationship was longer than that, but so I understand the trauma that you're going through. But I'm going to tell you, continue to be nice. You're nice for a reason. This environment made you nice. You came out your mother's womb. You looked around. It was darkness. And in that darkness, you became the light. So accept that. Do not run from that. Do not listen to jerks telling you to be an asshole. They're an asshole. Anybody that tells you to be an asshole is an asshole. Okay? You're not an asshole. So don't be or try to mimic an asshole. Let an asshole be an asshole. You can continue to be a gentleman. Okay? So, but I want to clarify this. Be nice and be a gentleman because that's who you are. Don't extend yourself. We have a tendency to. We do have a tendency to extend ourselves, and we certainly you have to avoid this. You have to avoid being nice for sex because you think you're going to get sex. You can't do that. It's not your fault the way you think. It's just I go into another video about that, but it's just a concept that we get into because of the competition. The competition is muscle. We can't compete with muscle or the testosterone, and so we try to compete with the niceness. But you can't say, well, because I'm nice, I should get this. I mean, you got to understand how life is kind of weird. It's like for instance, just for example, I like Jessica. Jessica likes Bob. Bob like Lisa. You know, and Lisa likes me, but I have no idea Lisa likes me because I'm so concentrated on Jessica. And that's how sometimes, you see these women and, you want them to be attracted to you because you're attracted to them, but they have their own issues. They might be a lesbian. They might just got out of a bad relationship. They just might not be attracted to you. It's all kinds of scenarios that's going on with this person outside of what you think. Okay, and you have to realize that. The same thing, like I said, just before you commit your heart to any woman, find out who she is and what she's about. If she has a boyfriend and she's talking shit about him all the time, that you don't want her. If she's in a relationship with a married man, you don't want her. If she's putting out these bad signs just because she's pretty, you have to draw your line. You have to start drawing your line to who you are. This is the time to put a line in the sand and decide who you are despite not getting any vagina. I'm not getting any vagina because I choose not to, but it's okay. It's okay to not to get any vagina and make a stance. Matter of fact, that's going to make you stronger, give you a better appeal if you're able to stand. A lot of times, because our niceness, we don't want to offend anyone, we'll necessarily make a stand on things because we don't want to offend someone. But hey, I'm telling you, make a stand either way or what. either way, but be able to listen to other ideas, and be able to change your stance. But it's okay to make a stand and stick by what you believe. It's okay, you know. But also you have to, keep researching why you believe that, and keep, pursuing and make it really a passionate thing that you do. It would draw really good attention to you because women like that kind of stuff. They like that you're passionate about stuff. They're just built that way. It's not their fault. Other women have built them this way. Okay, so let's not blame other people for what's going on. Okay, we have to take responsibility of what we know and trying to make a better relationship for ourselves. Okay, so just remember that cute girl in the office might have a boyfriend. She might be married. She might just got have a bad relationship. She might just simply not be attracted to you, and that's fine. But before you put your heart on the sleeve, try to find out a little bit about her. Okay, and never do anything because you think you're gonna get sex. Okay, hopefully when I finish with you, that will not be a problem. Okay, hopefully when I finish talking to you, if you go by at least one thing that I said, I'm gonna fix you having sex. You're gonna have sex once if you can listen to what I say. Um, but the right way. You have to fix yourself first. Not go around just. I can have sex with a lot of women at this point in time. I choose not to, because I'm better in myself, and I'm teaching myself I don't need vagina to make it. My willpower is stronger than vagina. So I'm just training myself for this, and so it won't make me an alpha male weak to sex. See, alpha males are weak to sex. Alpha males couldn't go without sex as long as I have, especially when it's in your face all the time. It's in my face now. So if I choose to, I could. Alpha males can't do that. They can't do what I'm doing right now. It's impossible for them. So I do this because I choose to. Okay? And the part of the thing, and some people say, well, Sid, you let your ex-wife, some of the guys I get, they say, well, Sid, you let your ex-wife control you. You don't even want to be with a woman. No, it's not that. I take, thing about me is I take 100% responsibility for my failed marriage. I wasn't up to par. I let that shit happen for fucking almost, for 24, more closer to 30 years, for 24 years physically. I let that shit happen. So I have nobody to blame but me first. If you can't blame yourself first, you have a lot of struggle ahead of you. If you can't blame yourself, you're going to start calling women bitches and hoes and cunts and sluts and all that kind of shit, and one day get your ass kicked for it. Because I guarantee you, if I'm around and you call my daughter or my mother a bitch or a hoe, you're going to have trouble standing up. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm pretty sure that goes for a lot of other males too. So, just not me. We can do better than that. Our goal is not to separate us from women. We want to be able to commit with women and say, hey, this is what I expect out of you. Not this whole crazy idea that some of these people are trying to propose. Okay? But I'm going to repeat this, and I'm going to keep repeating this. One of the ways to really get yourself going and start working on yourself. And that would just include everything that I'm talking about, okay? If you want a nutritional thing, Dr. Eggberg on YouTube, I will follow him. No association. I think I said this before because I drink donut. He doesn't like drinking. But he would get you in the right direction. You can YouTube from there. But I recommend him for an eating plan. But start working on yourself. Okay, from head to toe. I don't want to gross you out, but I literally work from my toe, big toe, to my head. I had this pain, just a little callus. I mean, just this little bitty callus. And if I would have like a sock on it, my shoe, of course, but if I hit it against something, I would fall to my knees. It was that painful. It was just painful. And I used to run, don't run anymore. I wouldn't recommend jogging at all. But I used to jog 25 to 30 miles a week. And it was just painful. I mean, it was the worst pain I ever felt in my. It was just in my life. It was just painful, constantly just pain. And and so I just started a bucket list of, hey, I'm gonna work from my toe into my head, and I got that fixed, and I worked on it, getting it filed down and stuff like that, and getting to it. It's a little tender, but I got it where when I least bump it, I don't fall to my knees in tears, and then start working on my shins and stuff, getting them stronger. I know my right knee needs a knee brace, so I try to wear my knee brace with it, but at the same time trying to make my knees and stuff stronger. And I really need to work on my inner area and core, and so that's what I try to do. Uh, just working on everything. Like I had some knee trouble, so I went to the doctor for that to try to see where everything was going on. But it's just basically I need to strengthen my inner knees. Just having a little bit of trouble with my hip. Kind of found out I had, some sciatic nerve damage or whatever. But I work on that by stretch to try to improve that, and just work on everything. I had some problems with my shoulder. Found out I had a torn ligament. But through working out and all that kind of stuff, it recruited new muscles. And man, when I go to my doctor, I don't supposed to be able to do this. And when I do it, they go, yeah, and I can really, it's strong. I couldn't do this before. I would just be like, after like the 10 times, I'd be like, it would just wear me the hell out. But I can do it. I can just do it, It's stronger. And I recruited muscles, doing workout. I don't want to bore you with that kind of stuff. But, just working on. I needed glass. I needed my chiclets. I avoided them. I always made sure my kids got seen, but I never did anything, And they all messed up, but I keep them clean. I floss, as much time as I can. I got glasses, I got a little different haircut. My point is, I talk to people about my mental problems. I get it out instead of holding it in. Just things that you should do. I'm a much better driver. I try to be more patient. But being a better driver is a work. Oh man, I get a little ticked off sometimes, but I'm a lot better. A lot better. At least I'm not like hitting the steering wheel. I can just absorb it in and just still get a little pissed, but I don't hit the steering wheel. So just improving on little things like that is going to make you better. And that's just going to, without any effort on your own, that's just going to pour out of you. And women are going to start being attracted to you. You start toning up, getting your testosterone going. You got to start cutting out that sugar. You got to start eating out. Say you eat out $10. I'm sure it's more than $10, but I know you eat out $10 a day. Well, 10 times 7 is 70. 70 times 4 is like, so 280. So $300. You know how much food? 300. And I know you at least do $20 a day. But you know how much $300, $300 to $400 of food would buy you? I mean, oh shit, let me do this right quick. I didn't mean to do this, I'm sorry, but I'm just saying, I always trying to keep myself, This is just spontaneous. I'm sorry, but I always try to keep myself some food going on. You know, I try to keep myself some eggs. You know, already ready. This is like a tuna casserole I got there. I know it kind of look a little yucky, but it's tuna, green beans, olives, onions. And I used to add some eggs with it. Keep my salads and stuff up there. You know, I know it's kind of bad TV, but I keep my salads. I keep me some shakes ready. Cold brew. I always have my cold brew ready. This is my vinegar, lime juice, and water. I always keep that ready. And I always keep some green tea ready. You know, and I always keep enough eggs. If I need some protein, I always have some protein. Some chicken. You know, I always keep me some veggies and stuff like that. Almond milk just in case. You know, just that. I mean, if you start doing that, dude, this is the stuff you can have. I used to eat that all the time. Now, you know, I got kale, blueberries, and I got food for days now, you know? And that's what you can have. You want to spend like $300 a month on junk food, you can have that. And you can cook. I mean, you're smart. Look at the people who cook your food when you go out to eat. Do you think that they're smarter than you? And I mean no disrespect, even though I just disrespect people. I didn't mean that. What I meant was, I think you'll be good at cooking your meals and finding out what you like. Okay? It's not very hard to cook. You'll be able to do it. You just gotta want to do it. And get away from all that sugar and eating pizzas and hamburgers, and you gotta get serious about your health. Okay, you gotta start eating the right stuff and get serious about your health. Start toning up your body, getting little muscles going on, and I guarantee you this. I will guarantee. Cut out that. Even if you're skinny, you say, "Well, I'm skinny. I don't got no muscle." We all got muscles. Okay, when I had fat, I couldn't see this. When I was 248 pounds, now I'm 155 pounds, give or take. I couldn't see this because the fat was covering it. And now you say, "Well, I'm skinny. I don't got." Yeah, you got this layer of fat. If you're skinny, you're eating a lot of sugar. You still got this layer of fat that sugar causes. You know, once you eliminate that sugar, your muscles is going to start showing up. Sugar and fat, if you overweight, it begins with sugar, and then you become overweight. But if you can start eliminating sugar, even if you're skinny, you're going to start seeing your muscles pop out. You know, the moment you start, when you start getting rid of that sugar and pasta and flour and all that kind of stuff, I guarantee your muscles it's going to start showing. You're going to start producing more testosterone, and women is going to start flocking towards you. I mean, they just hover. Look at this face. They hover around me now. I mean, it's a crazy thing to look up and see women. Like I look up and like I always staring at women. I'm like, wow, man. Yeah, I look up and women are staring at me. It's crazy. And I want that for you. And the only thing I can think of is different. I'm not trying to pull your legs or, screw with you. The only thing I'm still the nice guy. The only thing that's different is I got some muscles showing now. I've got a lot more confidence. I don't give a shit if I talk to them or not now. I don't give a shit if they like me or not. I don't even really look at beautiful women. If I do, it's a peek and I keep going. I don't give them the time of day. They buzz around me all the time. I'm not interested. But I am curious about those hard-working women, though. I mean, when I see a woman, delivering mail in the hot sun or working construction or doing like outside laboring jobs, that intrigues me. That intrigues me. Women like that intrigue me. I have to say that. I won't lie. Women who I see working hard jobs and don't mind sweating kind of turn me on. But I'm still working on myself. Like I said, I was in a 24-year disaster, so I need to make sure I'm good. Anyway, so just tone up so you can part the sea like I do, man. I part the sea, and you can pick and choose who you want, but you gotta understand if you came from a bad relationship, you have to improve yourself before you move into another relationship. So many men that jump into a relationship, get out of a relationship and jump into another relationship. You can't do that. You have to work on yourself. Take responsibility of what happened. Work on yourself first before you get into another relationship. Okay? And I'm gonna tell you a little story. Oh, I'm going on a little bit long. Maybe I'll tell you that story a little bit later. But just remember, I'll go ahead and tell you this story. Me with this transformation that on myself, I even now attract black women. I never really did. If it was, it's the soft-spoken, nice, you know, black woman, not like the really over the top, black woman, uh, or not over the top, but just the normal. It's usually the really quiet. The ones who attracted me are like the really quiet, shy women. Not like the other women who are like, the divas and blah, 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 blah. They never, ever looked at me. I mean, I would see them and they would walk across the street. If we were walking down the same street, they would cross the street to avoid me. I mean, even they look at me now. It's crazy. I'm just trying to get you a picture how you can turn your life around and be able to choose the woman you want without being an asshole, a jerk, or any kind of thing like that. All you got to do is improve yourself and improve what your wants and needs are. And a woman is out there for you, dude. I'm going to teach you what you don't even, if you do that, you don't even have to talk to a woman. They're going to come up to you and talk to you. And you can say, no, they're going to buzz around you, and you can choose to say, hey, how you doing? Or not. I mean, I'm telling you, it's like shooting fish in a very small bucket. I promise you. I promise you this. You do not have to be an asshole. You do not have to be a jerk. Just start working on yourself. That's how you're going to get this thing going, okay? All right. I think that is it. Until next time, my brothers, keep fighting the fight. And this is MGTOW Unplugged.